Okay, welcome back to another episode from Tailors with Love. Today I'm with Thomas Felix Creighton from Fleming Never Dies. How are we doing today, Thomas?
Very well today, thank you.
Awesome. And Daniel Gaster. Daniel, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a Turnbull and Asher shirt with the cocktail cuffs,
Nice.
in the Connery style, and I'm
so.
wearing a pair of the Albert Thurston of Grey braces from No Time to Die.
Looking the part there. And Thomas, what are you rocking today?
I'm rocking a check jacket, a check sports coat, kind of modelled on the ones Roger Moore wears in The Man with the Golden Gun. And I've got a black on black pattern tie to go with it.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a jacket as well that I had made out in Vietnam based on that one. And I figure I'll just tell you I'm wearing my Sunspell Sea Island cotton shirt and
Nice.
And a Nottingham Forest tie from the 1980s European Championship win, because getting into the documentary on Netflix at the moment, Do You Believe in Miracles, which is a biography on Brian Clough. Anywho, back on track. Today we're going to talk about the GQ list, the stylish men of the year that was released a couple of days ago, and we're not going to go through the whole list, but we'll perhaps just do a rundown of the top 10. At number 10, we have The Weeknd. And just read a little bit from the blurb. Musician, it's a new entry. The man responsible for everyone's favorite song about cocaine abuse has something of the night about him. The Weeknd revels in the sleazy glamour of the 1970s and 80s and has owned Super Bowl LV dressed in a glittering red Givenchy blazer, even though they've just put him in a normal double-breasted overcoat for the picture. I actually, before we click it, I have found that the pictures in this listicle are really incongruous to what the descriptions are, and we'll go into that especially on the next one. But Daniel, you got much of a love affair for The Weeknd?
Not really, no.
No.
I've got nothing. I don't really know who they are. Sorry,
Thomas. Any affinity for the style of The Weeknd?
It's a nice coat he's wearing in the picture, and that is the only thing I've ever seen him in, and I've never heard of him before. So.
Wait, he did the Saturday Night Special with Daniel Craig, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, the Saturday Night Live show. Because that's what you see in all the Twitter gifs. Ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's from there. I was too busy looking at Daniel Craig.
All right, well, let's get on to the big man of the moment at number 9, Daniel Craig. Even though they've got a picture of him as James Bond, which I don't quite get, because this is stylish men, not stylish fictional characters. But we'll get into the description. A new entry at number 9. No other franchise mints iconic items of menswear like Bond. Just look at the Sunspell Riviera Polo. Where? So we'll be keeping an eye on Daniel Craig's attire with the same concern Q does his gadgets. Whatever direction it takes, it will be worn with Craig's characteristic intensity and charisma. We've got David Telfar, the creative director of Sunspell, dropping in with a comment. In Daniel Craig's on-screen roles in his personal style, there is a timelessness to the way he dresses. Understated but impeccably cut pieces give him a contemporary British look. Why on earth they are describing the Sunspell Riviera Polo when he's in the Tom Ford suit?
16 years on, they're still going on about the Riviera Polo.
And by the way, I don't know, I haven't seen Daniel Craig in a Riviera Polo in his personal life.
I haven't seen him wear that since Casino Royale.
So a little confusing. I mean, Daniel Craig, the actor, I think is well worthy of being in the top 10, you know? Thomas, what do you think?
I'm just thinking, I used to work for a company where we would write content, good content, I believe, give it to a design team who would then illustrate it. And we ran into the same kind of issues where, did you read the content before you did the pictures?
Right, yeah.
So I have sympathy with a GQ writer here. I think he has a very distinctive style of himself, which is quite different from James Bond most of the time. Maybe it's slowly turned into the same. Yeah. So I think, as you say, there's a fictitious James Bond style and there's the real-life Daniel Craig style. And they're quite different. I think differentiating them is important.
I don't think they've really seen where that line is drawn, to be honest, or have any of us. But in terms of talking about Daniel Craig. They could have at least had him coming out of the airport, maybe in some Scotch and soda jeans, or whatever he wants to wear at JFK Airport. Daniel, I don't know. What do you make of this?
I mean, again, I can't fault what's just been said. It's essentially, Daniel Craig does have a different style for his formal attire is very different to James Bond. Some of his casual attire does sort of blend in a little bit more, I suppose, in terms of, he's a big fan of the short collar cardigans. That is very much a Daniel Craig sort of blending that into James Bond. And the Henleys as well. That is definitely an item we frequently see Daniel Craig in, which he's also brought into James Bond. So I think there is a bit of an overlap, but I agree. We're talking about Daniel Craig, the man, not James Bond, the character.
And by the way, Thomas, kudos for getting the From Tales with Love mug on the camera there, available in all good Red Bubble shops. So, has anyone actually sought out any personal stuff of Daniel Craig's? So obviously we try and model ourselves on the style template of James Bond. But Thomas, have you ever bought anything thinking, oh, that looks good on Daniel Craig, now that I've seen it on Daniel Craig?
He and I have a very different style and figure, perhaps most importantly figure, but maybe the Henleys, that was his personal thing that I feel he brought into James Bond. It's probably more when it was brought into James Bond I considered it. But yeah, I got them a few years ago and I've gotten into that style a bit more. Yeah.
Daniel, what about you?
Again, for me, it probably is the Henleys, but I started buying Henleys before I was aware Daniel Craig had... that was a Daniel Craig thing, I suppose. So I bought a few from Sunspell, prior to Skyfall. I think that was the first time he brought a Henley in with the All Saints Henley that he wore under the Empire jumper.
Yeah. Well, look, it's as glib as this listicle is. It's good to see Danny Boy in there. Number 8, Josh O'Connor. Actor, his last year is at number 27. The man who became a household name with his portrayal of Prince Charles not only looks to the manner born in softly tailored suits, but he's also a natural when tramping around in the great outdoors wearing the psychedelic Gorp core designs of Loewe's creative director and friend, Jonathan Anderson. What the fuck is Gorp core? I have seen, I've seen The Crown. I had to binge watch it with my mother-in-law as she was here, and she went through about 6 series in 3 days, which was enjoyable. Daniel, any do you gravitate towards the Gorp core of Josh O'Connor?
I'm just doing a Google search on Gorp core to find out what that means.
Thomas, you a fan at all?
Of course, I'm Gorp core every day of the day. Every day of the day. I'm wondering if, like with the previous list, they're confusing his movie image with his personal image. Is it really that Prince Charles should be there and not this actor? I'm now don't trust GQ. Sorry.
Short core, mixed functional outerwear and utilitarian garment with a sprinkle of mountain chic.
Let's move on. We've got number 7, Maluma, musician. Casablanca silk shirts glide over his Adonis-like body as effortlessly as his sultry croon does over reggaeton pop rhythms, clearly taken from the Colombian suave charisma. Madonna saw fit to lick his toes in the video for the smash hit Medellin. Who can blame her? Whether he's in Dior or Saint Laurent, he transforms every outfit he wears with Latin sensuality, drama, and flair. Well, look, if it's good enough for Madonna, it's good enough for you, right, Daniel?
I'm just looking at the picture and I'm just getting like Martin McFly from Back to the Future Part 3.
but then walks into like a Pet Shop Boys video.
Yeah. No, I have no idea who this guy is. I'm
Thomas?
afraid that I'm not fond of his style.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a picture of him in GQ magazine, and I'm imagining going into a client meeting wearing that. It's a statement.
This is the thing. Right?
It is a statement. Yeah.
This is the thing. If you wore that in the Dog and Bone down in Huntingdon on a Friday night, you wouldn't last 20 seconds without a pool cue wrapped around your head. Well, back in the days of me growing up, obviously it's probably changed and it's a bit more socially accepting nowadays, but that is out there. It's out there.
That's where society has gone wrong, isn't it?
Every now and again, a pool cue. No. Number 6, Tyler, the Creator. Musician. The Creator made his name with an irreverent spin on post-punk skate style, powered mainly by Supreme. Today, the name of his label, Golf Wang, says it all. His offbeat takes on preppy classics, cardigans, chinos, polo shirts in lurid colors and bold prints offset with unusual accessories, such as his trademark Ushanka hat, look as cool on an LA skate park as he would on a Florida golf course.
Yes.
Well, I quite like the idea that he's accessorizing, like carrying around little bits of luggage and sewing kits and stuff like that. I don't know. Could you incorporate that into your style, Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, the reason I go is because I recognize his style because I think he hit really big in China last year, and that's where I was. And so he wore his white T-shirt with Supreme across, and I think that's where it really hit big in China. And then, as you may imagine, not all of the T-shirts you saw were actually from Supreme that I saw. And so you had that same white T-shirt and red logo, but saying excellent or wonderful or make China great again or things like that. Yeah. So I saw every variation of the Supreme T-shirt everywhere. And it was, it's a look. It's a look.
I'm just happy that there's someone in this list that one of us knows.
Has seen the effect.
Yes.
It's not a bad effect. It's a look.
Daniel, the white socks with the moccasins. What say you?
I'm not really for that,
no.
To be honest. I don't think so. I quite like his attaché case. Kind of looks sort of globetrotter-ish.
It does actually, yeah.
And I mean, with an animal print. I like to call it like a Chandler vest top, but it's not horrible, to be honest. I don't, it's not a horrible style. It's just not my style.
It's on the red carpet. You can't wear that on the red carpet. Well, I guess if it's your own label, you can. Anywho, number 5 is Harry Styles.
Yeah,
doubling down on Harris Reed with a sharply cut suit combined with a Duchess satin ball skirt for a Vogue cover shoot shows how far Harry Styles has progressed in his style evolution. The ability to take risks with emerging talents such as Reed, as well as recent graduate Stephen Stokey Daly, is what sets a true innovator apart from mere clothes horse. Again, I don't think the copy is really matching what he's wearing on stage here.
No.
But yeah. I've heard of Harry Styles. Harry? Sorry.
Harry?
To Michael Caine. I've heard of Harry Styles. I couldn't sing or tell you any of his songs. But that's because
he was in One Direction, wasn't he? So,
he was in One Direction, yeah.
And he's a stylish guy. He kind of looks a bit like Mick Jagger, and he does copy the style of Mick Jagger quite a lot. So he's been influenced, like a bit like Daniel Craig looks back at. Mine's blanking.
Well, he's got like the 70s big lapels, Tommy Nutter look going on. I think a lot of the time when I see him also with the kind of rounded collars and the big kipper ties. This picture we're looking at is not that. But by the way, the platforms, I don't know how tall Harry Styles is. I don't think you should be wearing platforms if you're above 5'9". It's not fair on the rest of us. But.
Yeah, I saw side-by-side comparisons of Mick Jagger and Harry Styles, and you could see Harry Styles was drawing from Mick Jagger, but also making it his own thing, and I kind of like that. He was kind of carrying it forward. So yeah, I'd say he's definitely a stylish fella. Good to see him on the list.
I love the fact you're a fan, Thomas. That's so cool.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Particularly keen that there are Mexican bands, which are of course called One Direction.
Why not?
I'm sold on the pun, That's what got me into it.
The only thing pulling a Mick Jagger sort of face in this picture.
Yeah, he's got that stance going.
But he's also he's going into acting because he was in was he in Dunkirk?
Yeah, he was in Dunkirk.
And that's the main reason I want to see it.
Yeah, and I think he's in the Eternals, the new Marvel movie. But I can't be 100% certain on that. But I think I've seen he's one of the Eternals or something like that. But I'm not entirely sure.
I've not seen it. I've seen Dunkirk. He is in that. He's pretty good. And we are going on to number 4, Frank Ocean with his green hair. A queer cult figure who is as handsome as he is understated, Frank Ocean nevertheless has an uncanny knack for memorable fashion moments. There's a penchant for Prada, especially the minimalist sportswear pieces he'll casually wear to the Met Gala. A low-key swerve that upstages every try-hard in attendance. He did it in 2019 and revived it in 2021, but this time accessorized with a neon green animatronic puppet that was wearing an outfit from his new luxury brand, Homer. The lesson? Normcore. Yes, but make it weird. Well,
that's not normcore.
Yeah, that's not the normcore I've come to know him from Friends, watching Friends over the years. Look, I gotta say, the turning up with a puppet, that thing would just become annoying. Like after a while, you're walking around, you got a couple of drinks in both hands, you got to sign some shit, take some photos, get your camera out, and then you got to place this thing down, like on everything. But
I have to say, I used to go to a pub, and occasionally we'd get this guy in who'd bring along his glove puppet. And he genuinely would. And I have to say, it did not help his social credit. Nobody was like, you know what? I really want to go and talk to the guy who's brought a glove puppet to the pub.
Yeah, I can't be on board with that. Daniel, what do you think?
I think very shortly after this photo that puppet was abandoned somewhere. It kind of looks like Baby Shrek.
I think that's been kind to the puppet.
Yeah, that's on landfill right now.
Yeah.
He's done his hair to match the puppet.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to number 3 is Skepta. Musician has taken the roadman fashions of his Tottenham hometown, which to this day stubbornly refuses to be gentrified, to a global audience where he's in a black-on-black Nike tracksuit, his own collab, Natch, or a double-breasted suit in a recent Bottega Veneta campaign. He shows that London remains as influential in this thing we call streetwear as any city in the world. I don't know about that tracksuit. The trouble is with these sort of tracksuits, everything kind of looks a little bit boohoo, man. With these sort of, I can't get on board with this out there leisure wear. But what do I know? I'm an old codge. What do you think, Daniel? Could you see yourself rocking that? Your next meeting with your manager?
No, again, this isn't something that I would gravitate to, but I don't think I think it quite suits him. I don't mind the look of it. I think it looks quite nice, actually. But
good. I like positivity. Nice.
I think it suits him well. Again, I think it looks cut well as well. It's not like a baggy tracksuit or anything like that. I think it's tailored well to him, and I think it suits him.
Long in the leg. There's a couple of
couple of rolls in the leg.
A
just
couple of
scroll down a little bit further.
Stacks down there. Let's move on. We've got a life to get on with. Timothée Chalamet, number 2. Timothy's red carpet styling stunts, devised mainly in conjunction with the designer Haider Ackermann, have totally disrupted the staid concept of what once was known as evening wear. He works with other designers too. A gold silver lame Tom Ford suit at the Cannes Film Festival showed us that Chalamet is in fact an androgynous nymph who's fallen to earth to teach us how to fast forward tailoring into the future and beyond. God, what empty calories this fucker's writing. Yeah. Look, Timothée Chalamet. All right. Before I get to you, Thomas, on Timothy, I just want to throw my 2 cents worth. And I guess this applies to all actors and all musicians that we'll be seeing on this list. I don't know how much of this is him having great personal style versus him having great choices in stylists. So I don't know if Timothée Chalamet is going out and looking for this and going, this is what I want, going out shopping in all these shops. He's basically being shoved about 5 or 6 different outfits on a concertina and maybe just going, this one will do for me tonight. And then are you actually even choosing your own stylist, or is your personal assistant doing that? So this should be really the best stylist chosen by a personal assistant top 10, not the best person with the best style. Because I don't know, Timothy ain't got time to go out and buy clothes. Thomas, what do you say?
Yeah, no, I'd carry on from that and say what I'd really like to see is, he's a fabulous looking fella, but if you could just have him and then line up 5 different stylists and dress him in 5 different ways, I think that would be a much more interesting thing, right? You could see each of the stylists and what they would do. I think that would be cool.
That's the listicle we need to see. That's the next TV show. We'll quickly move on to number 1. Sorry, Daniel, I ain't got time to get your thoughts. Mind you, have you seen Dune? Has anyone seen Dune yet?
Not yet.
I haven't seen Dune yet, no.
No. One shoot. So bad. Number 1 is Lil Nas. Fuck is he as a new entry?
I like C-3PO.
I was thinking of you when I saw this, Thomas. I felt like this is, if C-3PO went to the gym and took a course of some kind, a course of steroids.
I was searching the kitchen just earlier, seeing if I had some tin foil to see if I could dress like this.
Right. Okay. What? Even getting like the 6-pack kind of bulged up like that.
Crinkle up the tin foil in just the right way, and you'll be fine.
Lil Nas, as one of the only openly gay rappers in hip hop, the one-man meme machine that is Lil Nas Lil Nas X, I should say, has not so much stepped out of the closet as blown it into smithereens. It does go on. I don't know if I can be asked. Well done, Lil Nas. Daniel, can you see yourself rocking that to the Christmas party this year?
Not really. I don't think I'd be able to move in it.
No, not for you. Put some of your Albert Thurston braces over that, and you'll be right at home.
Somebody have to stick me on their roof rack just to get to the party.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I was looking through all this list, right? So the first impression I had, it just reminded me of my old job where, I'm an optimist. I was always like, the glass is half full. My boss was a pessimist and I was like, the glass is half empty. And then we had another manager who was like, there's a glass? Since when has there been a glass? There's water in it? Who put water in the glass? And that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm looking at this list. Who are these people? What are they?
Okay, yeah. So these sort of lists, A, make me feel old, and B, further compound my idea that everything's now on the table. When someone says, what trends are happening now? What styles are you seeing on the red carpet or on the street? I'll be like, I'm seeing fucking everything. It's like everything is being thrown at you at the velocity of 150 miles an hour, and there's no way you can pin down what's in vogue and what's in fashion when you have so much extremity. And that's probably all we have time for. I'm sorry if this was negative. I didn't mean it to be. It's a glib listicle. It's barely worth our time, but it was good catching up with you gents. Thomas, Felix, Creighton, Fleming Never Dies, and the podcast Best of British Albion. British culture.
British culture, Albion Never Dies.
Thank you for that. And Daniel Gaster.
Never dies into all my handles. Sorry.
Of course, Daniel Gaster done his 50th article on the blog. That is more than the book that Matt and I wrote. Had you known you were going to do that, would you have just put it in a book?
I mean, you say that. I was like, no. I just like doing just a sort of very brief sort of like, this was my experience. This is what I think of it, and what my opinion is. And I never thought I'd do 50, but there we go. I've probably still got a few more to rock out as well.
God bless you.
Fantastic. They really are.
Keep them coming.
Thank you very much.
Keep them coming. All right, gents. Thanks for coming on. See you later.
Cheers. Bye-bye.